So if you can see, my screen, this is the agenda for today. This is HTML intermediate class. So I don't know if all of us, we have this understanding of how we can build a page in HTML. So if you do not know that, we also do a beginner session every month, once in a month on Saturday mornings. So you can attend one of those sessions later. Kafaya is with us. She is teaching that class. But this would be the next advanced step in HTML, how to do incorporation of CSS. And how, so we are going to do, learn few things after we know what are the different ways of adding CSS to HTML, and then how we can, create a header, a list, and you can make changes to the list. I don't know if you know this, but you can also create a list in HTML without CSS. But now we are going to see how we can change color, size, fonts, and how we can create a division in HTML if you want to have a border or column or row. How do you do that? And how do you create a navigation bar? So what is a navigation bar? A navigation bar is a place where you see all the links where you can click and you can go to the other pages. That navigates the website. Yeah, well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll start very soon. We still have people joining us now. And in the meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can write me in the chat box or question and answer session. But before that, I would like you to just write a one line about your expertise of HTML, because this is what we are doing, the advanced step. So I would like to know from you how much you know. Do you already know how to make a page in HTML, or you are a beginner, this is your first class, or you have been practicing? So please write me that in the question and answer uh, option on your screen, and then I'll be able to get to know what things I need to be doing more focus on. So yeah, please take some time, and we're also, in the meanwhile, we're also waiting for people to join us. There are still people who are joining us. So we'll wait for 2 more minutes. Yeah, so all the people who joined late, my name is Mohit. I teach at DoSpace, and this is intermediate HTML. You can see the agenda on the class. Yeah, so about the certificate, Kafaya has a message. If any of you who are here for certificates, we do not give certificate. We just give you attendance email that you attended this program. Kafaya has a message for us, so she's going to write it in the chat box pretty soon about that. Yeah, so if you, yeah, so this is a message here. Yeah, thank you. And also, as I said earlier, please write me in the chat box. If you are a complete beginner, just write I'm a complete beginner. Or if you know how to create HTML pages, or you know how to create tables, and just write me a little bit about that so that I can just see what I can understand, what things I need to be focusing on while going forward in the class. So we have 1 minute to do that, and then we'll start in 1 minute. We have also a lot of new people here. Oh, well, I have message from someone. Thank you so much for sending the message. Complete beginner here, but have background. Okay. Yeah, if you know a little bit about it, you will be able to connect it, how to add CSS and pretty much everything that we are going to do tonight. Oh, we have someone from Philippines. Well, welcome, intermediate beginner class. Yeah, this is intermediate class, if that's what you're asking. Okay, well, thank you so much for your answers. Let's go and get started. So let's go ahead and get started. And also, at any point of time, if you have any questions, you can write me in the question and answer session or in the chat option. And so this is the agenda for today. We are going to do incorporation of CSS. We are going to see how CSS can be incorporated in the HTML code. And there are three different ways of adding CSS. Most of the people, they are aware with just two of them, but there are totally three. We have a web page. We are going to see what are the differences and how you can add in each of the way if you want to, and you can do experiment. How does it work? I also have some examples for you where I'm going to show you what changes and what do not changes when you change the way of editing CSS. And then we have creating a header of the website, creating a list, creating a division. Divisions are so it can be a column, it can be a row, it can be a row, it can be a column, it can be a small part division that we create. And create a navigation bar is that you see on the websites when you click on different link and it take you to another page. So basically we're going to see not also how to connect pages, but also how to make a navigation bar, and when you click on those thing, and it's going to take you to another page. So let's go ahead and get started here. Okay. So as I said earlier, I have these examples here, and I'm going to work on. So we're going to work on live examples and see how the code has been written. We are going to understand all the codes, and then we are also going to talk about what you can make changes and how you can make changes if you want to. Let me just move this out of the way. So I have like 5 examples here. We're going to talk about this. And this software that I'm using it's a Visual Studio. It's from Microsoft. You can download it for free. Visual Studio Code. It's called Visual Studio Code. So if you have a PC, just go in the search box here, type it, and you can install it. And I'm pretty sure they also have a link for Mac, so you can install it on the Mac too, MacBook or MacBook Pro. So if you like this one, you can install it and you can use it. But the other thing that I use for practicing my code is Sublime Text. If you want, you can download Sublime Text too. Sublime Text is also, it comes with the free version and it comes with the paid version too. But you can just use the free version. That's what I use. So if you are planning to get the visual code, you have to go here from plugins, and then you have to install the plugins of what language that you are going to practice. So for example, if I'm going to do HTML, CSS, I have already this installed. I can see it in the installed list here. There's an option on the right hand side, install list. So I can see which has been installed and which has not been installed, and you can just go to their web page and you can see what is the required for HTML or any other language you are changing or teaching. You can do multiple here, multiple pages, different pages. Like this is not HTML, so these are all HTML, but you can change it to if you want to do C++ or C or any other coding language. So, and this is the run option. If you want to run the code, this is the run option, how you run the code. Okay, so let me go to the full screen here. So let's go and talk about adding CSS. What is CSS and how and why do we need it to HTML? This is w3schools.com. This is also a very great resource and it's free. If you want to use this, you can go to w3schools.com and you can see all the language options here, and whatever you want to teach, you can just teach it by yourself. So what is CSS? Cascading style sheets is used to format the layout of web page. With CSS, you can control the font size and text. I don't know. Someone is writing me. I think it's another language. Uh, Good evening. Thank you. Yeah, so we are already in the class. Please, yeah, if just write if you have any questions for us. Okay, please do not write. Yeah, we already greeted each other, and we are in the middle of the class now. Thank you. So with CSS, you can control the color, font, size of the text, the spacing between the elements, how elements are positioned and laid out. So these are the things that you can change with CSS. These are the change. So for example, with HTML, you write very page, like a web page, but with CSS, you can change all the things, the color, the font, and the size and text and everything that you would like to do. Basically, you can make it more stylish. The things that you want to change, that you can do it from CSS and using CSS. So CSS can be added in three different ways in a HTML document: inline, internal, and external. Inline is by using the style attribute inside the HTML element. So wherever you write your HTML code, at the same time in the same line, you write a CSS code for that specific attribute. So that is called inline. Internal is when you make a specific section, of CSS and you write your CSS code there separately, not with inline of HTML code. That is called internal by using a style element in the head section. So it is always in the head section. External, what do you do in external is that you link element to an external CSS file. So you make a HTML file and you make a .css file, and then you link them together so that your style can take external link from there. So we already talked about this, and we have examples for this. So inline CSS. So as you can see here is H1. There's a heading from our previous classes. We know about that. Heading is a blue heading. So there's a blue heading, but I'm writing the code within the CSS. So I'm writing H1 style color blue, a blue heading. So it will be blue and a blue heading also. We are specifying the color. So this is called inline CSS, inline attribute CSS. Another example is if you are writing a paragraph, piece of paragraph, style color red, a red paragraph. So if we want, we can go and click on try it yourself, and then we can see that this is a blue. This is a heading, but the color of the heading is blue. This is a paragraph, but the color of the paragraph is red. How did we do that? We added CSS code to HTML, and that's how we got that. And so this is inline. We are writing in the inline. So right now, we are talking about what we are talking about is the three different ways of how CSS can be incorporated in HTML. And we just talked about the name of them, and we saw the example of the first one, which is inline CSS. Now let's go forward. Internal CSS, that's the second type. And we know that internal CSS is defined in the head section of HTML page with a style element. The following example set the text color of all the H1 element on that page to blue and the text color of all the P element to red. In addition, the page will be displayed with a powder blue background color. So this is an example of internal, the second one, incorporation of CSS into HTML. So this is HTML code, head is HTML code. See, we are closing this, we are opening this head tag here, and we are closing this head tag here, as you can see. And between these head tag, we have style option. So we have style opening tag here, we have style closing tag here from our previous beginner classes. We know whenever we close the tag, we add backslash here. So style is here, opening the style, closing the style, and this is the style portion for all the documents. So this is internal. We are putting it internal the document. We are not lining in inline, and we are not also connecting with the document. So this is not also external. So So we have body. So first so whatever it is in the body, so this is specifying the background color of the body. So whatever is in the body, so what do we have in the body tag? We have heading 1 and we have paragraph P. So we have heading 1 is, this is heading, and we have paragraph, this is paragraph. So so we have body background color powder blue. So this will be all blue, and H1 will be heading. This is heading, and color is blue. So this will be blue in color, and this will be red in color because paragraph has a red. And there's also a very important line to understand here. It says that the following example set the text color of all the H1 element on that page, and the text color of all P element to the red. It's very important to understand this, guys. If you are beginner level, or if you have not much experience working with HTML, whatever you specify here to a specific attribute in the style, that is going to be similar or same for all those attributes. For example, if this is a paragraph, and if I type another H1 here, if I type any other H1 in this document from wherever I write code from, this will be uh, this will be the same color. This will be the red color. So let's click and try it yourself and see how it changes. So this is the code. So you can see the powder, the background is powder blue, H1 is color blue, and P is color red. So what I was saying is, for example, if I go here and if I decide to write uh, another one, if I write to decide another H1, so I'll say this is second heading. And as you know, that I have to close this, the tag with the backslash, and then H, and then 1, and close the tag. So if I run this tag now, if I run this tag now, this will be automatically red because I have already specified, oh sorry, blue, because I have already specified here that all the H1 in this document that comes, that will be blue. See, this is second heading blue. So try to understand this. We can use H1 as many times as we want this document. We just have to specify this one time in the style sheet, and that take care of all the H1 or all the attribute in that same document. So basically, I have a question here. Is it possible to type HTML, CSS on a notepad and import it to Visio? Do you mean the visual code? You can just copy paste. So this is the second heading. So yeah, this is very important to understand this, guys. So if you have any question right now about this, ask me, because it can confuse when you are a beginner or when you are practicing with HTML. Because try to remember this. Whatever you mention here, that attribute is going to be according to the same style, as it is mentioned in the style. Can we put it in the center? I don't know what you mean by this. You mean you want to move this text into center? Yes, we can do that. There's a command for that. Align text is the command. Align text. So if you want to know about all this, you can go from here and you can find align text, and you can see what is the code and how, and you can practice on that. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. And then I have another question. If I make another S2, it will not be affected. Yes, you're right. That is what I was trying to say here. Yes, you're right. That was head 1. If you make H2, that will not be, that's very good point here. So what they are saying is, if I try H2 here, as we know from other previous classes, that size is also going to decrease because H2 is smaller than H1 and it goes till 7. So it just keep the size on decreasing. So if I just write this as, and if I close it like this, and if I run this, you will see there's a but this is black because I do not have set any rule for H2 here. Very important to understand. I did not set any rule for H2 here. If I would have done that, this will be a different color, and the uh, default color is black. So that is a very good point. Thank you so much for saying that. Let's go to the third point, third type of how to add CSS. So third type is external one. How do you do that? You link the document. So do you see here that after head there is not style, but there's a link rel, which is related. So link relation to style sheet href style.css. So this is pretty much like how to attach images. If you were with me in the previous classes, you knew that we talked about uh, how to attach images, and we also did some examples. There was a picture from Europe that we did. So, but anyways, so link real style. So href is also pretty much the same tag when we used to attach something, and when we write href, we write the name of the sheet. So you have to create a name. You have to create a sheet with a different name, and that will not be HTML dot HTML document. As you can see here, all the documents that I write in HTML code is .html, .html, .html. But when I go here and see that this is not connected to .html, this is connected to .css, because I have written another document with all the style consideration that I'm doing, with all the style manipulation that I'm doing, and I have attached both the documents. I have linked both the documents. How this is how so that they can function together with all the with all the changes. See, there's a style sheet here. The style sheet had background color power blue. So basically, what we had in the line, or what we had in the internal document, we have just copied and pasted it to another document, and we have related to each other. We have connected that to each other. So if you click on try it yourself, this is going to open the document for you, and this is connected to this document. So there is a document named CSS. So whatever you work on any document, we talked about this last time too, that is going to save it on your computer. See, I have demo, I have header with illust, header. These are all the documents that I worked in my, the version that I'm using here is Visual Studio Code. So that creates a document. You have to save the document, and you have to save it either someplace, or just saving it on desktop, but you can create a folder and you can save all the documents there. If you're attaching an image, you have to put that image in that folder. If you are linking the pages, you have to create a new page and put that in the folder. So whatever you are doing is, so we call it local machine operation. We are doing a local machine operation. I'm not connected to any server where I'm saving the documents or images. I'm just connecting it with my machine. So I'm saving it on my machine. Yeah, so I hope you understood all this. Please ask me if you have any questions about how to add the CSS in 3 different options. So yeah, I hope you have understood about how to add the CSS with 3 different options. We talked about inline, we talked about internal, we talked about external. Oh yeah, I have a very good questions here. Sir, does it have to, please don't call me sir, just call me Mohit. My name is Mohit. Does it have to be in the same folder if it is external CSS? Yes. What, so Jan, if I'm saying you're wrong, if you're saying your name right. So Jan, try to understand this. You are creating an external document, but you are linking them with each other, correct? If it is not in the same folder, it is not going to fetch that document. It has to be at the same place. Only then, yeah, the name is external document, which can be deceptive to understand this. Will it be the same folder? But yes, they are connecting with each other. That's how they uh, together in the same folder. Then I have a message from Cherry. Can you integrate it when you are making a phone application? Well, making phone application is altogether different platform and different concept. Right now, we are working on how to create web page and change it. So Java is, comes into the play when you make phone applications, or you can try more things, but so that's just different. Okay, so yeah, so let's go back here and do some examples now. That is what I'm looking forward to uh, show you examples. We have understood the theory. We have understood how CSS can be added. Now we are going to add CSS, and we are going to see how does it work for you. So I have my tool ready here. This is called Visual Studio Code. This is what I like to use. I have used Sublime Text in the past too. They are pretty much like similar. So if you go for Sublime Text 3 if you want to. So let's go ahead and look at our first example. Oh, I have a question first. Mohit, can 5 HTML file be connected to a single CSS file? I mean, the CSS file only holds the style and another thing for HTML files. Yes, it can be done. And we also have an example. I'm going to show you in our last example in the navigation how you can just have different HTML files. So if you go to any website, do you see navigation? You go like home, about us, contact us. So all those are different HTML files, and they're connected to one CSS file because they have the same style. So it can be done. And we have an example, and I'm gonna talk about this in some time. But that's a very good question. So let's go to our first example here. So demo.html, that's the name of the page. And I told you I'm saving my page here on desktop in this folder. So I'm all good here. I don't have to worry about that either they are not saved and how they're going to work. So I have done those things already. So see, I have doc type HTML here. So starting the document, HTML body, and then I have let's leave this part and let's come here to division if you guys are following me. So I have a division which is, and then I have the division. After division I have style, then I have background color blue, color white, padding 20x. We're going to talk about padding after this. And then I have heading S2, as you can see, and I have a paragraph, a big paragraph here. Then I'm closing the division tag. We saw in our agenda that we're going to talk about division. Division is to create a shape, into the division. We're going to see how it's going to look after I run the code. And then I have another paragraph. This is intermediate class. And then I'm closing the body tag, and I'm closing the HTML tag. And this is where I'm closing the division tag. And this is where I open the division tag here, you can see. So we talked about this code. Now, let's make this class more interactive so that, I can see that you guys are understanding, and also you guys I'm answering your questions. So what do you think, why I just ignored this part right now? Why did I say I ignored this part? So this is my first question to you. And the second question is, this style is written after division. So what kind of incorporation CSS it is? Please answer your questions. And if you please answer your questions, and we are going to tell you how, I'm going to tell you, this is very interesting to understand. So my first question is, why I ignored this part, the style, and I said, don't worry about this. Style, division, style, this one. And the second is division, style is written after division. So what kind of, we just learned about 3 different types of incorporation of CSS. So what do you think? What kind of incorporation this is? I'm going to wait for 1 more minute. Let's see. We have an answer, I guess. Inline. That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. So Ian has answered us the second question. It is inline. That is correct. And then we have another answer. The first one is only a comment, and the second one is inline. Wow, that's the correct answer for both the questions. Archine, thank you so much. Good job. Yeah, guys. So in the previous classes, we talked about comment. So I have commented this statement. So whenever you have comment, so this is the starting of the comment with this, and this is the ending of the comment with this. So when you do comment, what comment does is that do not run that part of the code. So this is not going to run this part of the code, which is our division height 200. So I am specifying the division of the I am specifying the dimension of the division. So I have a division created here. I am saying that division height should be 200 pixel and width should be 100 pixel. That is what I'm specifying here. Uh, yeah, that's a multi-line comment. That's correct. So whenever I want to run this file, so I just wrote my code. I did Control S. I saved it. Now I want to run this file, so I'm going to click here and I'm going to click in Open in default browser, or you can set up the browser too. So this is going to open this file for you. So see, this is, oh, I think we did some mistake here in the previous one. That's why we're going to go back and look what is it. But see, we created a division here. So we created a division, and inside the division, um, we have all this paragraph. We said we're going to talk about paragraph. So let's go back and look here at our code. See, we created a division here, and style background color, and then we are saying the background color is blue, the color is blue, the color is white, background color blue and color white. So wherever it says color white, so just try to remember this. Automatically it says that color means the color of the fonts. So this is the color of the font here, that is white. So we can see that this is all written in white, and this is inside the division. So this is created this inside the division here for us. And then also you can see that I wrote one paragraph after division. This is what I did intentionally because I want to show you that HTML is pretty much very what comes first, what comes inside it. So it's very dependent upon those. So this paragraph is after the division. This is an intermediate class. So you can see this is intermediate class here after the division. So that's how I wrote the code. So I think I did this wrong here. Let's see if it is going to work. So I'm going to do Control S. So this is, let's go back and see what is wrong with the code. Yeah, I think I gave one extra space there. So that's why it was just, yeah. See, I gave one extra space there. So that was a mistake. So now I do not see that comment here. Someone answered very right about the comment. So now what I want to do now, I want to run this style comment style tag too that I have written. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my comment, because only way that I can make this work is I'm going to remove my comment. That is the easy thing. Just remove the comment and it's going to work for us. So now we have a specific style. Now we have style about our division, that its height is going to be 200 pixel and width is going to be 100 pixel. And as you can see that I am not writing this with the division. So I am writing it in the style under the head, in a different in a different row. So what kind of incorporation of CSS it is? What do you think? Answer me. We talked about both of them. So you answered this is inline, and then I did this one, remove the comment, and then I said, let's work on this and see if it works. So what kind of incorporation of CSS it is? Internal. Yes, perfect. Christine, yes. Yeah, good job. So why I'm doing all of both of these together in the same document? Because I want to show you the difference between inline and internal. You can have both of them in the same document. You can even have external in the same document. That's going back to answer of your connecting one CSS to 5 HTML documents. You can do that too. And also, I am giving it more specification now. So I'm giving it more specification that height should be 200 and width should be 100 pixels. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing Control S, saving this document. I can go to File and I can click on Save. So I have removed the comment. As you see, we know about the comment. So this part is also going to come into the filter and going to work. I can just make it look like even here, yeah. And then I'm gonna go to File and save my file. And I'm gonna click here on the code and click on, oh no, I'm just gonna go here and I'm gonna refresh this. So I can refresh the page. See, it just changed. The division, I changed the division. I removed the comment and I have style now for the division part of the page. And I said height is 200 and width is 100 pixel. So that is just happened. And as I can see, my paragraph is not coming in because it's all, this ended. That is the maximum limit we set for it. So I can remove the height. I can change it from here. So I can make it 400 and I can make this 300. And I'm going to do Control S or go to File and Save. Click here and I'm going to refresh the page. Now this looks like a perfect division that I can have on the page when I'm making websites. I feel like this is intermediate class. I just did it for practice. I don't need that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my code again. I want to remove this line. That's what I want to do. I'm going to click on backspace, remove the line, do Control S, or go to File and click on Save File. Go to Internet Explorer, refresh it. File is removed. This is how you incorporate CSS into HTML. Guys, if you have any questions about this is our first example. If you have any questions, please write me. If you did not understand anything, this is the basics. So we have to understand and we have to make our basics strong so that we can go forward and take on multiple examples of making different things in a website and changing it and doing all those things. Yeah, so write me if you have any questions. So this was our first example, demo.html. Next, all of them, they're connected with each other. So we're going to go see how, I'm going to do some manipulation for code for you so that you can see it live. When you see it live, you just, get confidence to go home and practice. Or if you are at home, just, practice and try to do more things. How to remove the pointy corners of the table background. So there is, James, you can just go to w3schools.com. There is on the navigation on the left hand side, there is an option called table. So you can go there and you can see, and there will be, you can specifically put the corners in the style and you can make corner round and you can change it. You can do all those things. Yeah. So let's next go to our next one, which is header.html. So this is looks like a pretty similar page. I have page title here, a body, background color. See, what do I have here? I just have a heading. This is heading, and I have a paragraph. This is a paragraph, and then I have. So this is example of inline incorporation of CSS. I do not have anything in the inline H1 or P. I just have this for my HTML body, but for my HTML body, oops, sorry. What just happened here? Oh, I just lost my. Give me a minute, guys. I think I just lost my tag here. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, I did Control Z. There's something I did with my. So I have another keyboard. So just let's go to the other example, guys. I think I lost my code. This one. Undo. Yeah, let's go to the next one, guys. Next one is even a bigger code. So let's talk about this. So next one is header with HTML. So this is also has the previous code, but this has just a little bit change in the code. So that's even more important. So see, I have HTML head title starting here, and then I have a page title, so you can title your page, and then style. So this is the inline style also, and you can see there is a two code here. These are the two comments I have. So in my beginner classes, we always talk about whatever you want to talk about or whatever you want to say to your, if you're working with a team, that you can write comment for yourself. So I just write a comment for myself, talk about adding color. So that this is how you can use it too. So I'm closing here style tag here. You can see the style is closed here. And then I have a heading. This is a heading, and then I have a unordered list. So I am doing this unordered list for HTML from HTML, which doesn't have any CSS now, because you can see that I have created a list. So creating a list, the tag is UL, unordered list. And then when you have li is the name, what is going to be in the table. What are the things that is going to be in the table. So li has coffee, li has tea, li has milk, so three things, and then I have a paragraph. So let's run this page and see how does it look like. So this is how it look like. So this is a heading, an unordered HTML list that we named it, and then we have a UL and LI. So LI is the specific name of the name in the list. So coffee, milk, tea, as we saw, and then we have a blue paragraph here. So as you can see that I do not have any color to li, as you can see, because in the style statement, there is a thing to li in the style tag, li color brown, but I have commented this. This is what I want to talk about, because so what I want to teach here in this example is, if you have a list, you can also incorporate or manipulate those element of the list, or the color of the background of the list. UL is also an attribute. So if I want to change that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just remove this comment. So basically I'm saying is, you can make changes to every part of your HTML, but you just have to know the name of the attribute, get to know the name of the class. So li is the name here. Li is the coffee, milk, tea. So I'm just removing the comment from here. And as I can see, li is color brown. So I just made it color brown. And I'm going to run this code to see if it works. So li, and then the table list of the table elements should be brown colored now. Let's go to the page title here, refresh the page, and you can see that color just changed to coffee, tea, milk, to a brown, to a different color. So what we are trying to establish here is, after we learned how to incorporate CSS, we saw an example of inline incorporation of CSS. We saw an example of internal incorporation of CSS. And after that, we created a header in the previous example we saw, and now we see an example of an unordered list which has been created by HTML, but you can change the color of the list, or you can change any attribute of that list element or that table too. Then you are going to add style statement or style tag to that specific attribute. So this is what you can do too. So please write me any questions if you have about this. Uh, if you want me to repeat something, or if you did not get any part, or if you have any questions, please write me. Otherwise, we're going to go talk about our next uh, example here, which is header plus list plus division. So what we are doing in this new one is we are adding a division, and we are going to see how does it look like. So this is let's talk about code. So this is doc type HTML. We are starting the document HTML head title. We all know about this, and then we have the style tag here. So let's see what do we have in the style tag. We have body background color. So whatever is written in the body of the HTML tag, that will have a powder blue color as a background color that we can know from this code. H1 is the heading, as we know. So all the H1, all the heading ones in the HTML body. This is also an example of inline, oh sorry, uh, internal CSS incorporation. So all the H1 in the body will be color red. All the paragraph will be color blue. Then as you can see, like in the previous examples, I have a comment here, which is talking about division. So let's talk about this later. And then I am ending the style here, and there's HTML body, heading, head. So where head ends, style tag ends. So I'm ending the head before style ended. So body, what is an HTML body? H1, this is a heading. S2, an unordered list from previous example, and then we have list here. See, I'm not making any changes to uh, unordered list here, the attribute li. So why this example is different? Because in the previous one, we made change to the color of the attribute of the list. So, and then this is another paragraph I have after the list. And then I have division. Then I have introduced a division. Division would say hello world. So as you know, all of you know that this is also an example of inline incorporation of CSS. So like in the previous example, in this one, we also have two different types in the same document. We have inline, and we also in the top, we have internal. So division, style, border. So this is inline. So division is saying hello world, but division also has a style which is border type. So it has a border and one px solid border. So it has a one px pixel of solid border, which is black, and it's saying hello world. So let's go ahead and Control S, save this file, click on the code and open in default browser. So when you open in default browser, you can see that from the previous example, we removed the color to the list element. So this is again black. And then now we have uh, a box, like a division. We have created a division with a border of 1px, which says hello world, and all of them, they are in black. But I have, as you know, that I have another comment here, which is division border 1px in solid black. So this is basically same. What I was trying to do here is, if I remove the style tag from here, so let's say if I remove the style tag from here, so now here I'm just saying hello world with the division tag, as you can see. And now if I run it now, so I do not have any border to it or any color to it. So if I save this file now, see, I have removed that inline CSS tag from here. So I'll go back here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll go back to my browser. And if I'm going to click on this, you're going to see that hello world the border has been removed, because I removed it from the inline tag, and it's just a word now. It looks like a word. So the important thing to understand here is, whenever you are trying to create a division, try to create it with a border, because it is just going to help you understand that this is a different division. So if I go back here, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this comment. So what I'm doing here is I am putting the same style statement, but in internal document part of it. So first it was inline, now I'm putting it in internal, and I'm going to see if this, I'm saving the document, and I'm going to see if does it work same. It works the same. So this document also talks about, other than creating a division and giving a border to the division, this document, this example, specific example, also talks about how if you write the same, CSS code, CSS style tag, inline or internal or maybe external, they just do the same thing. You can just write them wherever you want, but you have to make sure when you write it in the body of the part, it does not include style here. So this is, please write me as usual if you have any questions about this. We have not much time left, but we have one more example. We are trying to go ahead and do that example too, and that's the one where we are going to create navigation bar for a website, and also we are going to see how to attach pages, and also we are going to see how to attach images to, and the external link to other pages. So this is the last example here. So as you can see, it's like kind of a big code, but not very big. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do much fancy with it because I just wanted to keep it short so that I can explain this. But you can, as you know now from the previous example, that you can just make as many customization as you want to whatever page you're writing. You can change division type, you can change background color, you can font size, heading, paragraph, you can just add column. Create column is the tag for create columns. And then you can, right now we're going to add a navigation, a link, and we're going to see more about that in a minute here. So this is my code. I have doc type HTML body starting, title of the page, and the style. So in the head, I have style. So you can say that this is, I am doing it uh, uh, internal document incorporation of CSS. So I have body background color powder blue. So body is always, I'm choosing it consistent over the examples. H1 is color red, heading is color red, P is color blue, and I'm heading, closing the style here. Then I'm also introducing the same list that we did from the last time, unordered list. But the new thing that I'm doing here is nav. So in order to create a navigation bar on a website, the tag is nav. So I have nav here, and then I have list in the nav. So I have list in the nav, ahref, and as you remember, that href is the tag to connecting to relate two pages together. So I have href. So the name is HTML, a close tag here. This is common for myself. This is what I want you to teach here. So as I said, you can also use it. It's very important when you're a beginner, you write it like this, and you just, if you go to the same code after a week, after 10 days, a month, maybe a year, you can just read it and you can understand, oh, that is why I did that. And that is how I need to change. So very important, guys, here. So yeah, try to understand this one. And I have a question here. What is the difference? Well, I really don't know about that. To press this there, I won't be able to tell that answer very correctly. Maybe there are some things that I know, but I don't know if I am completely right about those things. So yeah, so I have so the nav, in the nav, what are you going to type here is the name of the tab where you may click upon later and it connects to another page. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python, and then there's another paragraph I added, and then there's a division I added, which has a hello world, the same division, and this is, I'm also doing the inline incorporation of CSS. Let's save this file and click on the code and go to our open default browser and see how does it look. So as you can see, this is pretty much the similar page, but there's a navigation here. So most of the time you see these navigation on the right side of the website. So as we know that we have tag align text, so I'm going to align text right. it's going to be aligned on the right hand side. And if I want to increase the spaces between them, I can increase the padding. We're going to see a picture about padding and margin in a minute. Uh, that is my on my agenda to tell you guys. But so this is how I created a navigation with all four different option here. And then you can see that HTML has a different color than CSS. So these are my four elements here. If I go to my code, and then I have these four elements. So I have a question for you guys, for you folks. So please tell me if you can, tell me what is the difference between these four elements. What is different between these codes? So this is for HTML, my navigation icon HTML, my navigation icon CSS. That is the code for this line. That is the code for JavaScript line. That is the code for Python icon, a Python that has been written on the page. And there's also an clue for you here. So if you can tell me what is the difference between these, I'm just creating them in the same navigation icon, and I'm just creating the four list of different four attributes of the navigation. What do you think? What is different? Well, I didn't get any answer, but okay, we don't have much time, so I'm going to tell you right now. So this href, you see the link of the page, header.html. If you go here on the name of the pages, that is connected to header.html. So I have already connected this page. Yes, you're right. It's not CSS. You are partially right, I would say, or maybe you have not written it the way you wanted to say. You can do this in HTML too. But I have not connected this. So see, this is first one about HTML is header.html, and that is a page that creates, that is a page that exists in the folder where I'm creating all my documents. So I have linked it already to another page. So if I go here to the page that I just run with my code and HTML, if I click on HTML, it's going to take me to another page. See, so it has been connected. Just took me to this page. So this has been created, but not the all of them. They are separate files in the same folder. You're right, they are separate files in the same folder. But as we talked about this earlier, that we can connect them if they are in the same folder. We can just link them together. So HTML I have linked already, but for CSS, JS or Python, I have not done linking because this is the page that exists in my folder of the pages that I have. So I'm just trying to remember when you are linking the pages or when you are connecting the pages, it's very important to make sure how you write and how you connect them. So yeah, so this was the lesson from our last example, and I have an image for you that I just got from Google, and I just wanted to tell you what is the difference between padding, as we talked about a lot of padding and how we can change padding, and margin is something that is from your text start. So for example, if I'm writing any text on my Word page, that starts after the margin. So there is a code, there's a tag margin, and you can change the margin where you want to start your text from. So this is a very good image. So this is where you type your content or you make your content. And someone asked me if you can make the content central. And I think I already gave them answer that, if you have align center is also a code, align right, align left is also all the code. So you can change it according to wherever you want your content. And then padding left is how much it is far from the border, how much far from the right, top and bottom. And then margin, as I already explained, the margin is where you where the page starts from, where the border starts from, where your page starts from. What are you giving uh, a margin on the every side of the page to start your document from? Very important to understand when you start working with CSS, because you work with all of them. So I just thought I should have a picture and I should try to explain what are the differences so you do not get confused here. Yeah, well, so this was all our examples today. If you have any questions, please write me. We learned about a few new things today. I hope all of us we did. And then we did not do an example of external CSS, as you can see, but external CSS and internal CSS, they're almost the same. They are same, the code is same, but you just write a link tag like this in the beginning of the document to attach both of them together, and this is how it works to get all the all the style from that style sheet. Yeah, so we hope for doing more classes in HTML series, and I'm going to teach more different types. So you can do more different things you can do. So about the e-certificates, Kafaya is gonna give that to you. You have to write her a email. She's gonna write a message for you where you can write your email that you want a e-certificate, and she's gonna help you with that. Kafaya is with us here. And then I think I answered in the question answer already. Yeah, so if you use external CSS, you can just make the same document in the same folder, and that's just going to get your all your styles from there. Okay, everyone, if you do not have any questions, you're welcome. You're welcome, all of you. My name is Mohit. I'll write that for you. And Kafaya is, oh, sorry, I just messaged to someone specific. Sorry about that. So yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And Kafaya is going to write us email address. And if you have any questions, if you are practicing, and if you are if you have any specific questions and if you are stuck somewhere, I would be happy to collaborate and help you with your projects. So Kafaya is going to write us an email in the chat box. So you can hello@dospace.org. Write an email to hello@dospace.org and write my name that I have this question from Mohit, and then I'm going to answer for you. And also the guys who have a little bit experience and they are not beginner but they are practicing, please write us suggestions. What do you want to learn in the upcoming classes? So I teach HTML, and I would like to teach you more new things that you do not know very well about, or that you know in HTML. Please write us. I do not teach Java. I teach HTML, CSS, sorry, HTML, CSS, and C++, and I can teach WordPress too. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so whatever you want to write in HTML, write us in the hello email and tell us that this is what I want to run, because we are doing intermediate classes now. We talked about CSS today, how to incorporate CSS. We saw about how to navigation. We can do a class about making a specific project or making a specific website, or do something that all of you would like to do. So keep writing us, and thank you so much. Yes, yeah, if you want, we can do a class for HTML forms and HTML frames. That is something, that is kind of confusing, and it took me some time to understand that too, how to put information and how to get data from there. So we can make a class about HTML forms and HTML frames too. Uh, but you have to write us on the email address that we just gave you. So maybe Kafai can write that email address again, and we will plan for more classes. I do not teach JavaScript, but you can write. As I said, you can write to hello@DoSpace, and you can tell them that I would like to see more classes about Java. So they will find someone who teaches Java, and they can help you with that. So just whatever. If you have any comments, yeah, free is always good. I agree. Everyone likes free stuff. That's true. Yeah. So if you have any comment, any suggestions, any things that you would like to learn, please take that email address, write us. My name is Mohit. Write it specifically to me or to the management or to the leadership. You can request few new classes to the leadership, and we will be happy to accommodate all of these requests and help you with all the whatever you want to learn. Yes, you're welcome. All of you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Have a good rest of your day and take care. I'll see you in one of the few classes. Thank you. Bye.